is so funny to me when I see guys on podcasts who are saying like, oh, I like it when women do this, I like it when it does this, I like it when Sorry, did you not get the memo? We don't care.
I think this is the actual red pill that a lot of men need to swallow.
We don't care what you like. We don't care if you find us attractive or not.
Because so much of men's dating advice when it comes to women is centered around this idea that you are competing with other men in order to become a woman's best option.
We don't care about doing things for you.
Which infers and implies that a woman's best option in life includes being in a relationship with a man.
The tables have turned. You've got to be wanted by us.
When the reality seems to be endless amounts of women pursuing creating a fulfilling life for themselves without needing a relationship with a man.
At the moment, the majority of your gender is unfuckable.
The reality is men are only competing with a woman's choice to remain single.
We don't care about what you like about us or what you don't like about us.
It should actually be a good thing for men, because if being in a relationship with a man is so undesirable to women these days.
Because we don't need you. We're not interested in attracting you. We're not interested in appealing to you.
If she's choosing to want to pursue a relationship with you, that must stand for something.
You should be more worried about appealing to women.
And the more that a lot of men continue to double down on a lot of this misogynistic garbage that they spout, the more that women will continue to pursue that. I fail to see how that's not adding fuel to the fire that's influencing women to have less desire to have relationships with men. Because the only way any of this that these yap into microphones would hold any merit is if women were desperate to be in relationships with them. And as a merely outside observer of the actions of the Council of Women, I'm really not getting that feedback.
Women are starting to ask the question, why don't men approach anymore? What? Why don't men approach anymore? Because you become unapproachable. You become so entitled, so rude. You think you're better than men. You think a man needs to come out and prove something to you when it's you that needs to be proving to him that you're wife ready. Men aren't going to go out and approach you just to get shot down and get laughed at. This is the environment. Men are cost-benefit calculators, and far too many modern men are starting to say the juice just isn't worth the squeeze. Men aren't approaching. And when men do approach, you don't like the way they're approaching. Well, men are starting, who are approaching? The dudes with the cat calling and the holler monsters. Because, ladies, you made the market the way it is. You condition the market. You condition the customers. Men are the customers. You can get me too'd by approaching. You ask the question, when does it become harassment? When does it become harassment? The only way it's not harassment is if you're an attractive guy. And most guys are like, if I don't make enough money and they're this tall and this thick, I don't have a real shot. So if approaches are down, guess what else is down? Dating. Dating is almost non-existent. Women are starting.
The thing that we forget about his entire platform was that the starting context of the conversation was women who essentially said that a good 80 to 90% of men didn't qualify for them. These weren't just average women who were looking for average men or just a nice, comfortable, average life. No, these are women who were specifically wanting top tier, high earning, attractive men with social status, with connections, with resources, with retirement, IRAs, 401ks, all that. So the context of the conversation is basically women saying, hey, most men don't qualify for me. That is the starting conversation. So women are making it seem like he's just going out and just, was making fun of all these women and just saying all these disparaging things. And it's like, that's not true. This conversation wasn't about an average woman trying to find an average man and just live a nice, happy life. It wasn't that. It was women who wanted the best man, the most competitive men out there. So if a woman comes in and says, oh, I am basically better than 95% of men in the human population, if that's essentially what she's saying, then him going and just giving an accurate assessment is not misogynoir, it's not disrespectful, it's him being practical. And so that's what I feel like a lot of people took what he said out of context. They didn't understand where he was coming from, and they completely overlooked the context of the conversation. Context is everything.
If you're only trying to meet men through dating apps, we gotta talk. Because I know they say there's plenty of fish in the sea, but girl, you're not even fishing in a pond, you're fishing in a fountain. Let's chat. Listen, high value men, the good men, they're disproportionately found in rooms where there are shared skills or shared interests for them. What I mean by that is a class, a niche, a hobby, an industry event, not at the bar at midnight. Contrary to popular belief, he's not there. So in order to meet these men, you gotta get out to these places. For example, try volunteering for a cause that you actually care about, because it'll put you in the room with like-minded people. And if you meet a guy there, you'll automatically have a common interest you both share. You could also try fitness communities. I hear running communities are the best. I'm not a runner. But these places offer real structure, like rock climbing gyms, golf clinics, tennis clinics. These places attract men who already are investing in a hobby, in a discipline, something that helps them personally develop. And it usually, not always, but usually it correlates with how they invest in a relationship. You could also try alumni networks, and not for anything, when you go to these kind of places, there's a filtration system already working in your favor, because you know for a fact, you know that most of these men are really ambitious. No, apps aren't the enemy, okay? We're not going to rain on their parade. There's a time and a place for them, but it should not be the only way you're trying to meet men. That's not very strategic. It's not a good strategy at all, because where you choose to spend your Tuesday night says more about you and him than any dating app bio you could ever read. So now I'm curious, how many of you ladies have actually met a good guy at one of these places?
Now, y'all know me, and y'all know I'm always going to call it how I see it, okay? And some of y'all probably going to call me a pick-me, because I've been hearing this a lot lately. And I notice how we tend to point the finger at men versus women, but women, we are the problem too. We are the problem too. The only reason why I say that is because I have been on social media a lot lately, and just hearing the things that men have to say, what women do. Y'all play mind games too. Y'all out here just, I think what gets me the most, like, at the end of the day, we grown. So if you choose to drop the draws on the first date, or you choose to throw yourself out there without even knowing a person to give it up, that's on you. That's on you. But you making it hard for women like me that's out here, have standards, and actually want something more than just. So I'm going to say we're the problem too. I'm not saying that men are not the problem, because they definitely are. Because if they wasn't the problem, I wouldn't be single. But we have to take a part of what we are doing as well, because we're not helping the situation out here. You can't be initiating conversations just to leave them on dry. Or you can't be out here asking for money and be like, that's all he want is some butt. Okay, but that's all you want is his money. Am I lying? Cause I mean, we gotta do better. Both parties need to do better. But I'm saying, as a woman, coming from a woman, we need to do better as a whole.
Call me a pick-me, I don't give a but who and told you that you was the prize? Because I'm sorry to tell you, you're not. And it's not to say that you couldn't be a prize, but you ain't nothing to win. 95% of the population of black women want to be a baddie, and I'm just confused on why the you want to be a baddie. Natalie Nunn done corrupted you to think that a baddie is a boss, and with that, you can treat anybody how the you want to because you take care of the bills and pay for everything. You a grown adult. You supposed to be taking care of yourself and handling everything. I don't think you need help with that. Because if you can't do that basic and take care of yourself, what the is your purpose of living? You might as well just call it quits right now. Y'all be wanting some type of acknowledgement or reward or a cookie for some shit that you're supposed to be doing for yourself already as an adult. What the do y'all be talking about? Don't no man want to be with no baddie, aka a boss. I feel like baddies are the new masculine. A baddie is a who never had a father. A baddie is a don't respect authority and don't have any respect for any man. And that's what y'all idolize? Explains a lot. It's just really sad to see that everybody think that everything is about money. Everything is about what people say on the internet and how people look at you and your image and all these things. When ultimately it's, what does your spirit look like? What is your character like? I'm the type of woman that I won't be with a man who can't teach me, and I wouldn't want to be with him if I can't teach him. I also am the type of woman that understands with relationships, you have to contribute. And you don't be willing to contribute. Y'all don't want to pay a bill. Y'all don't want to be responsible for. Y'all barely want to take care of your kids or the kids that y'all have together if you have any. And then y'all don't take care of yourselves or the man. He just supposed to stay because you got coochie, or because he love you, or because y'all been together so long? No. Then it's like, why be with somebody if you're not willing to contribute? You don't want to do anything that's conducive to building y'all future. You don't want to do anything but create a detriment to y'all future. I'm sorry to tell you this, but men are tired of settling for that, okay? Like, how do you bitches expect to get what you deserve and what you need and want, and you refuse to reciprocate? keep saying this. You are not helpmates. You're cellmates. If that's truly what men wanted, to be honest, they would all be. I mean, let's just be real here. If wanted match, they would be with. Like, what are we talking about? Y'all claim yourselves as independent women, bosses, daddies. Y'all some saddies that need daddies.
I think, because you even have, and I'm not even going to call him a panderer. I'm just saying, I think sometimes, we see things one-sided and there's no room for the other side. I think that's what men are complaining about. A lot of these modern women get on here and talk about how they don't need men at all. But then, they partake of and they enjoy the things that men created. You keep on calling men misogynistic and this is the patriarchy or whatever and whatnot. And I'm not saying that things can't be improved. What I am saying is there's ways that women have contributed in society that are not up to par either. There are things that women have done in society that is off base. It's off base. It's out of line. It's disorderly. But you get on here as a man and you seem not to call that out. You get on here as a man and you say, well, these men don't understand. They're watching all this. Once again, they're watching all this manosphere, red pill content, and, you're making it worse for yourself. How? If I'm calling out a woman and said, okay, you told me I need to improve. You told me I need to go to therapy. You told me I need to be emotionally available. I've done all those things. And now that I'm back, because I was saying this before I went to therapy, before I grew and I became more emotionally mature and available and vulnerable. I was saying the same thing then that I'm saying now. You need to improve. We're the ones doing the choosing. We're way more valuable. If you think that, if you can't get out of your own way, then you have a problem too. And you're just as much of the problem as you claim men to be.
Women want men with money because women don't have the same opportunities as men have to get money. As women, they like, I want a man that provide and do all this, have the money, because women don't have the same opportunities as men to get the millions. When you look at the WNBA and the NBA, they don't get the money as the NBA. We look down on them, but in reality, they can't be at the same social status as us and get the billions. And that's why they look at us to provide. But then as men, we looking like, damn, just don't be no bum. Carry some weight. Women have a certain thing they can bring to the table. They bring that to the table. I'm not mad taking care of a woman. Bring some value to me, like uplift me. You giving me confidence to go to a higher level. But the women got to learn that what you can bring to me don't have to cost money. As long as you bring that to me, build my confidence, have me gas. You know what I'm saying?
A man just sent me this question. Why do women go after taken men in relationships or men that are married? Woo! Because she is insecure, has nothing to offer, has little or no self-esteem, and you're an easy target, my guy. This woman has nothing to offer. She can't possibly compete with all of the women she would have to compete with in order to get a single man to commit to her, especially if he's good looking, successful. He has too many women around him, and that woman is insecure. She can't compete. So she takes herself out of the running altogether and goes after a man she only has to compete with one woman for, his wife. She will find the cracks in that marriage. She will make herself look irresistible, seduce that man so he leaves his wife, and he does. But guess what? He almost always goes back when he finds out she has little to nothing to offer him but insecurity and low self-esteem.
All these women are competing for the small percentage of men, and so men who can have like a different flavor of ice cream every day of the week, why would they settle? If you just go to a bar with some friends, I'd say like 20 years ago, I imagine guys are coming up like, oh, how are you doing? They're actually trying to talk to the girls. Guys don't really do that much anymore, not like they used to. And it's also because people are much more antisocial because of social media. Mm-hmm. But it's also, all these women today have such high expectations. They're like, I want a guy who's over 6 foot. He needs to make 6 figures. He needs to do this, that, and the other. And that's a very small percentage of the male population. So you have all of these beautiful women, so many beautiful women, especially in LA, not saying that they're beautiful on the inside, but they're certainly beautiful on the outside. We have a high concentration of very attractive women here.
You know, women often ask me, where are the good guys? Where are they? And I can tell you that I know a few good, really good men out there. And yes, some of them are already taken. But some of those who are not, and actually even the ones that are taken, would actually not go out with super independent women. So yes, they're out there, but if you are a very independent woman, they're not going to be attracted to you because they know there's resistance. There's going to be resistance with someone who's independent, super independent especially. So yes, the answer is there are a few good men out there. And when I say a few good men, and when men who are willing to work hard, men who know that with the right woman, with the right partner, they would invest in her and would do almost anything to take care of her. Because taking care of her, they know, is taking care of him. They understand that they're both a unit. But a lot of women nowadays, I see, do not know how to be in flow, be in their feminine energy. They don't know how to trust men enough to allow them to step in to their masculine energy. To the point that sometimes they push them away, or that they actually get in the way of them stepping in to the masculine role.
I have been so hesitant to post about this for two reasons. Number one, I don't like negativity and I don't want to be like the bearer of bad news. Number two, I didn't want to believe it. But after doing so much research and getting a lot of messages, I'm going to just deliver the unvarnished truth to you guys. We're just going to lay it out straight. We're in a dating crisis. Not basically, we are. That's what's happening. So let me look at my research here because I don't want to mess it up. So men looking for casual dates and our relationships is down 50%, 50, since 2019. Not since 1970, since 2019, right before the pandemic, down 50%. They're not looking, which means if you're a woman looking, they don't give a. So as this trend continues, by 2040, 45% of women, 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single and childless based on this trend. Let that sink in for a moment. I'm going to talk a lot more about this. So if you're interested in this topic, hit the follow button because I've got a lot more of information, a lot more to share with you guys.
This is strictly for the men. Pay close attention. My brother, one reason why many men leave this world early is because they carry the stress of everybody around them. A man was never built to carry the weight of the world. True that. Women often are mentally stronger when it comes to handling emotional pressure. But men process stress different. That's why every man needs peace and quiet and time to clear his mind. Find a quiet place once a day. Sit down, breathe in, breathe out, and calm your thoughts and meditate. Refresh your spirit before going out to battle the world. Y'all know what we face. Don't let a woman, family, or friend or foe stress you into an early grave. Protect your peace, protect your mind, and protect your health. A man needs peace, room mentally, physically, and spiritually, rest, reset, and tackle life with a clear head. Stay strong, but also stay balanced. Open your hands. Ask the universe to enhance what you already got. Wisdom, knowledge, guidance, courage, understanding, discernment, and most of all, love. Gotta have that love to walk away. It's a small 4-letter word that means so much, and don't take for granted and don't take it lightly. Y'all stay blessed, stay healthy. And I ain't gonna advertise this on this page by putting the card at the bottom.
But take you some soursop. For real. And drink plenty of water on top of whatever else you're doing. Peace.
I hate when men ask, oh, so what's the relationship between you and your baby daddy?
I'm not sure how much more this can actually take. Few discretion is advised.
There's not one, but he will crash out if he finds out about you. He don't want to see me with nobody else, and he don't want to marry me. So, therefore, are we going to pursue this or not? I can't help what I got. I did it. It's done. What we going to do?
I did it. It's done. What are we going to do? Who is we? And what do you mean, are we going to pursue this? Pursue what? A walking boxing match? A walking possible shootout? What is there to pursue here? If I wanted to get into random shootouts with people I hardly knew, I would join the military. Why would any man ever sign up to go back and forth with your baby daddy? And not only does he have to go back and forth with your baby daddy, he got to deal with you and he got to deal with your child. Jesus Christ. Who's doing the math? Didn't you just say there was no relationship between the two of y'all? Clearly there is. It's toxic as at that. Sweetheart, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. And I mean this in the most loving way. But you're a victim. You don't even have control of your own life. Not only that, you're a victim probably to a bum ass nigga. How do y'all allow this type of stuff to happen in y'all life? You are held captive in your romantic life by a man that doesn't want to marry you, that doesn't want to commit to you, that's honestly just your baby daddy, literally just that. You could literally meet the man of your dreams tomorrow and you could not even have him because that man said no. And if you went against his word, he would crash the out. That's who you procreated with? This is not making any more sense, bro. I really don't get it. It's one thing that you procreated with an ain't shit nigga. That's one part of it. But to have him control your romantic life is something completely different. And then to start the conversation, you just flat out lied to us talking about, oh, there is no relationship between us. Clearly there is. So much so that he's willing to crash the out. You probably still man. That's probably what's going on. And I could be wrong, but something tells me that y'all still got something going on. You ain't got no business trying to date nobody. Leave everybody alone. Figure out whatever it is you need to do with your baby daddy. Leave every single man alone. And for the men out there that might even consider talking to this woman, you bet not dare. You bet not. Unless you're willing to crash out over some cat that's not yours. And if you are willing to do that, you know what, go ahead and do it because we don't need like y'all around anyway. But I know some of you just not going to listen to nothing I just said because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep it change.
And I really like what Paul Pierce was saying specifically because, you know, it's a different, women contribute in different ways. And essentially what women are saying is, well, we've taken your spot and we really don't need you anymore because we're in this spot. So what are you going to do? You need to create another spot. And men are like, well, this is the spot that you want me in. So essentially you're trying to have, it's like you have a room designated for gaming or whatever and whatnot. And you fill this room full of games. If you filled it full of games, then you're probably not going to have space to put a kitchen in there, realistically speaking. But that's what's happening. Modern women, men are already in a room. They're already occupying a space. And modern women are trying to move other things in there and put stuff on the shelf. Okay, well, we don't need this in here. We want this, and we want that, and we want this, and we want that. And men are trying to tell you that doesn't necessarily fit here. In this role, this is what you need for this role. No, we're going to define it. We're going to change it. And then they're mad at the result because it doesn't look like how they want it to look. Well, that's what I was trying to tell you. I don't need you to come in and redefine another role. If you want to improve on it, then go ahead. But you're trying to say, well, that's not masculinity. Well, that not to me at least. Well, you're a woman. You don't really know what masculinity is at all. With the way that you're talking, you don't even know what a man is. With the way that you're talking, you're just talking about what you want in a man. And that's coming from you reading a book or watching a TV show. And that's fantasy. You have to get out of your own way.
95% of men in a recent study admitted to using a method for getting from a woman they knew didn't want it. And all these researchers had to do was promise one thing that no one would ever find out. So the study comprised of 2,689 men. Their ages ranged from 18 to 34. These are not prisoners, as I discussed in a previous study. These are just regular people, a community sample. 2/3 of them were employed full-time and half of them were in relationships. So the survey specified a woman you knew did not want sex and had not consented. This woman had to have no history with you, and the researchers stripped from their questions every word such as or coercion, and they repeated one promise: nothing you say will be traced back to you. So 95% described at least one strategy, but the average man in this sample described 9. So here were some from the list. Get her away from everyone, isolate her, get her somewhere private and under your control. Keep her drunk if she's already drunk. Some of them used physical restraints, and 2/3 of these occasions ended in the sex he wanted. So these same men with their names attached are in your comments right now, or in my comments too, typing "not all men." So the truth is available this whole time, but accountability is the part that has to be forced. Part 2 is going to talk about the number 1 strategy on the list. Follow me for more.
Good men get punished for being good. Loyal, stable, consistent, and faithful, they get taken for granted. Because there's no drama, no games, no chaos, women confuse peace with boring. Here's the truth. The good man penalty is real. He's there every day, he's loyal, he's supportive, but because it doesn't look like a roller coaster, it gets overlooked. And this is the crazy part. The moment he finally walks away, a woman will realize his peace was priceless. Suddenly, women will miss the consistency, the stability, and the safety. By then, it's really too late because another woman has already saw his value. Don't let your good man become another woman's answer prayer.
I think it's crazy how some women want providers as men, but when you mention their sons being, a provider or doing anything for a woman or a girl or what have you, it's always not my son, or you better teach your daughter how to be independent, or my son ain't gonna be no trick. Why is that? Mothers, are we not teaching our sons to be the same providers that we want for ourselves? That's really contradicting and hypocritical. Are we coddling our sons that much to the point where you're forgetting that you want all these things for yourself from a man, but the same boy that you're supposed to be raising up to try to be a man? As mothers, we can't teach a son to be a man. We can still teach them how to be the men that we would want for ourselves, or we would want for our daughters or nieces and moms and aunties and grandmothers and cousins and friends and whatever. I be seeing that on different platforms where these topics come up, and the mamas be like, not my son. My son ain't gonna be paying no girl rent. You need to teach your daughter how to be independent. My son ain't no trick. But then be expecting the whole 9 yards from a whole man that's a regular man and want a man to pay all your bills and wine and dine you. That don't make no sense at all.
You don't want a rich husband. Oh, darling, I know that's super controversial these days, but hear me out. I keep seeing these videos where women are posting their standards. I'll only go to Michelin-starred restaurants. No coach for me. I only fly first class. And he'd better own his own home. Hermes bags are a given, of course. Then I look at the comments and people are saying, oh, you go, girl. You get what you deserve. What? These are not standards. These are amenities. I grew up old money, and let me tell you, no one was looking for that sort of thing in a partner. The standards were more, does he keep his word? Can she handle adversity without drama? Are they financially sensible or trying to look rich? Can they build a good life even if everything else falls apart? Because old money knows something that social media seems to forget. Fortunes can disappear. Situations can change. Businesses fail. Crypto crashes. People get sick. So the question isn't, can he afford first class? The question is, if life suddenly puts you both in economy, would you still want to sit next to him? I think that's a much higher standard. Don't look for someone who can fund your luxury lifestyle. Look for someone you can build a beautiful life with under almost any circumstances. Saying you won't settle for anything less than a rich man is not a flex. It's a shopping list, and it's rather low standards, I think. Anyway, darling, I hope this helped.
when you watch this, I hope you really notice the difference, and then put in the comment what y'all think.
Do you think as a woman that's with a provider guy, she has a duty to shut that up and not embarrass him?
Not shut
up,
and
bitch!
not embarrass him, yes.
But wouldn't it be a big part of her not embarrassing him is being quiet?
Yeah.
Not really. Because a man is not going to call me out my name, tell me to do something with disrespect in his tone.
So he can't tell you to be quiet?
Yeah, no.
Even if he's a provider?
Respectfully, no. I can provide for myself. That's why I work.
Imagine going on a job and saying, hey, boss, I don't need this job. You wouldn't do it, right? Yeah, let that sink in.
What about you? What do you think?
So
If you're with a guy that's a provider.
he taking care of everything?
Yep.
Like I ain't gotta do nothing?
Everything.
My
Bags.
at home, I'm cooking, I'm
Dubai.
cleaning, I'm and I ain't
Sucking.
going nowhere.
I hope y'all paying attention. This is a Blue's Clues right now. That's your first hint.
What about you? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, as long as they're not getting with it. Tell me to shut up, I'll shut up. You giving me money, you providing, hell yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's the next clue. This should be getting easier for y'all now.
All right.
What about you?
Same. I like a man to tell me what to do. So I'm at home cooking.
You heard she says she likes a man to tell her what to do. Hey, listen, the answer should be in front of y'all faces right now.
Do you think women need to be trained by men?
Negative.
Start with you.
I don't think they have to be trained. Unless they need training, then yeah.
Do you think most women need training? With
Today's
being
society, yeah.
in
They're
citizen?
horrible.
Okay.
But they don't even know how to cook now.
Okay. Now, when I say training, I mean as in like training to be like a good girlfriend and eventually maybe a fiance or even wife. Do you think they need to be trained?
Yeah.
Yep, a lot of these women are horrible nowadays. They need some femininity classes.
Okay. What about you?
The right guy, yeah.
Okay. So the right guy?
Provider, yeah.
Yeah, but in general, do women need training? Outside of the provider thing, I'm just saying like to be good girlfriends and wives?
Yeah,
by the
most
guy?
women, I can agree with that maybe. They might need training.
What about you?
I think y'all got like 100 hints already.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of women need to learn how to respect their man so that they can be a man for you.
Okay. What about you? Do you think women need training in today's day and age?
Respectfully, I'm not a so I'm not no dog for you to be teaching me training.
So I know everybody's smart enough to see exactly what was going on in this video. Put in the comments what you think is going on in this video, what's transpiring, who's acting up. And all I have to do is ask one simple question to that black girl. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
So what does he get for paying all of your bills?
He get me.
Okay. And what else? But don't you get him?
Yes.
Wait a minute. I'm asking if I'm paying all the bills and you don't want me to be just you. Okay, cool. I got that. All right. You saying, I'm asking, what do I get for paying all of your bills?
You get me. That's good enough.
But you get me and I get you. We even.
No, we're not even if you're going to be out here cheating.
No, I just said, okay, if I'm not cheating,
Yeah.
why I got to pay bills then?
No, who said you had to pay all the bills? You said you got
Women said that shit.
Listen.
So if I was with you, we can go 50-50.
We can't go 50-50.
Oh, see? Exactly. Tomato. See, I'm supposed to pay all the bills. Teach your son how to catch. Yeah, 4 vacations a year. All those things. Make sure her nails and feet's done. Take care of an LA Fitness membership. And you know what she gonna give me? Pussy. Well, I gave you last time I checked, we was even. You got a nut, I got a nut. It ain't my wet body in the middle of the bed. So why I gotta pay all the bills if we both just giving each other us?
I'm bringing stability. I'm bringing you love.
Stability?
Yes, everything.
Stability costs money. You don't want to spend them. How we gonna be stable with no money? The lights won't be stable. The gas won't be stable. The AC definitely won't be stable. You go out in that car, the police pull you over, the insurance ain't stable without no money. So how you gonna bring stability if you ain't bringing a check? Ugly money. Wow. Okay, so you bringing stability. So all right, I gotta pay the bills.
Yes.
And I get some cash. Okay. Fellas, focus on yourself. So at this point, I'm tired of talking. I done told y'all. Now, just 2 days ago, it was at 15,000. Now we at 20,000, and y'all playing. You still dealing with that job you hate. You still going to work 40 hours a week for 40 years to make 40,000. And I just made what you make, half of what you make all year in 1 month. DM # content, y'all playing. It's a bag out here that y'all missing, and I can teach you how to get it. Yeah, you gonna have to spend a little money to know. But goddamn it, if you spend 500 to make 20,000, I think that's a good investment. DM me now for the price go up. It's that ugly money. Let's start 2026 off winning.
So there was a woman that was talking about, essentially, there was a study that was done, and it said something similar to, I think when they ask men, they change the language from SA and the R word, and said, instead of using these words where men know that, this is a violent crime, we're going to change it to something that's a little bit more ambiguous. And we're going to ask them, have they done these things? And they said 95% of men admitted to doing 9 of the 36 behaviors, 95% of men. And essentially they're using this to point out that, hey, not all men, but 95% of you guys are trouble. 95% of you guys are criminals. And I think this is where men get frustrated, because men are like, and this is why men opt out of relationships or opt out of dating. And this is kind of like Me Too type stuff. Because a lot of these men are sitting at the house. They're sitting at the house. They're not actually doing this stuff. And they're getting blamed for it. 95% of you. How can it be 95% if I'm at the house? How can it be 95% if you calling me an incel? How can it be 95% if you talking about the male loneliness epidemic? How could it be? How am I out here coercing women and jumping on top of women when I can't even get a woman to talk to me? That doesn't make any sense. When you look at studies, similar studies, it's historically underreported, but researchers have conducted extensive studies on female perpetrators of coercion and assault. And you have the data that reveals that women commit these acts at much higher rates than traditional societal myths are suggesting. Okay, so when you look at CDC data on male victims, according to the CDC, women are frequently the perpetrators of basically violence, intimate violence, I'll say it like that, against men. CDC's National Intimate Partner and Intimate Violence Survey found that 82% of male victims of coercion reported only female perpetrators, and 79% of male victims, 79% of male victims of being made to penetrate, forced to have intercourse, reported only female perpetrators. Okay, so 82% of the male victims were coerced by women. 79% of male victims reported being forced to penetrate a woman. And you look at the tactics used by women. Recent 2023 study focusing on male sexual victimization by women found that 71% of surveyed men had experienced some form of victimization by a woman in their lifetime. When women are the perpetrators, they tend to rely less on overt physical force and heavily on other strategies. We know this, okay? These include severe verbal coercion, manipulation, threatening to ruin the man's reputation, wearing him down with repeated requests. Yes. I actually had somebody, I'm going to say, I had somebody tell me personally that's what they were doing, and they were a woman. Oh, just keep on doing this, and you're gonna wear him down. They said that to me to my face. Okay, so these include severe verbal coercion, wearing him down with repeated requests, exploiting the man when he is intoxicated or inebriated, or engaging in unwanted fondling and grabbing. Okay, the impact and stigma. Studies consistently show that men who are coerced or assaulted by women suffer from the same psychological impacts as female victims, including elevated rates of depression, anxiety, and PTSD. However, due to societal expectations surrounding masculinity, namely the false idea that men should always want this, male victims are significantly less likely to report these incidents formally label them as assault. So while you're trying to say that men are predators, and they're trying to tell you that that's not me, I don't do that, I'm at the house, You trying to tell them, no, it is you. You're a criminal. Well, then these women are criminals too.
So a man left a comment saying that he thought that I want men to change who they are so they can get the girl. And my response was, yeah, basically, yeah. I want you to grow, to level up, to become a better version of yourself. I want you to do the work so that you can attract a woman who's also done the work. That's not manipulation at all. It's called maturity, because you were not meant to stay the same. None of us were. So if you're constantly getting friend zoned or overlooked or the backup plan, it's not because you're too nice. It's because a high value woman wants a man who's confident, decisive, grounded, motivated, who's going to lead with intention, not insecurity. He can set boundaries. He knows who he is and where he's going. That is so attractive. So no, I'm not asking you to play games, but I am asking you to stop playing small. And I'm also suggesting that you make some little tweaks in your life, especially if you're having a hard time finding a good woman. But if you think that you don't need to change at all or work on yourself, then stay the same. Good luck with that.
I actually don't hear a lot of people talking about how different breakups feel when you start dating like higher echelon men and higher value men. Like when you're dating like an average guy or even like a below average guy, you guys break up and like there's shit you can hate on. You can think like, wow, he was a loser. He like was a bum. He had no drive in his life. He didn't have a job. He was a horrible boyfriend, whatever. But when you date upper level men and then have to go through breakups with them, you can't say any of that. The guy you were dating was educated, made lots of money, had an amazing job, took care of himself, looks good, is tall, etc., and has lots of options. Like, there's nothing you can attack for your own ego. And on top of that, a lot of people in breakups love to be like, well, they're gonna regret that. They're gonna regret fumbling me. But when you're dating higher value men, they probably won't, because they can replace you like that. So yeah, I've raised my standard and I'm dating like way better guys now, but going through breakups with them is not for the weak.
I want to talk to the women that's near 30, at 30, or over. You want the men with money. You want the men that's in my world. You want the men like me. Yes, I'm good with money. I'm this, that, I'm third. But then y'all want this and that. But do you qualify for those type of, for us? Because your looks matter. How your the fit of everything which you look like matters. So I'm asking you this: do you qualify? Like, or do you look like Rihanna? Do you look like Kim K? Do you look like Margaret Robbie? Do you look like I could go on? Do you look like man? I'll say, bae. Do you look like them? Do you qualify? Because the men with money on our purpose, we want to know, why do you think you should have men like us?
Listen carefully. A good man will put up with a whole lot. If that man loves that woman, if she is the love of his life, that man will put up with a lot. His love will make him take things that other men would say, forget this relationship, forget this woman, I'll go find somebody else. A man who loves a woman will put up with a lot. But there comes a point where there's one thing that once a man starts to feel and he starts to believe based on her actions, that makes him walk away whether he wants to or not. It is this: if a woman makes a man feel like she does not care about him, once it gets to that place, there is no turning back. Even the best man will leave the love of his life when she makes him believe, makes him feel like she no longer cares about him. Ladies, all of you who are quick to shut down, quick to be mean, go weeks without apologizing, and don't work to reconcile when you guys have conflict, whether you know this or not, you are teaching him that his feelings and his experience with you don't matter. And if you do that long enough, you would translate the idea or the message, you would transmit the message that you don't care about him. And once it gets to that point, your behavior forces him to go find peace somewhere else.
I have a question for the men.
Here comes the bullshit.
I just want to know, like, when did y'all decide to just stop being husbands?
Welcome back to Delulu land, where the Delilahs don't seem to understand why guys aren't lining up anymore to be a married man.
Like, men don't want to be husbands anymore. Even if your papa was a Rolling Stone, you had to have, like, a granddad.
Somebody stole my piece of chicken.
Unc.
A little more off the sides, please.
The neighbor next door, Mr. Jones. Somebody in your life had to be a husband and a good man. So when did y'all decide to just stop keeping up that trend and think that, like, being a good man makes you a simp or a trick or whatever dumb shit y'all say now?
Flag on the play. Now, this is where the Delulu logic comes in. See, the Delilahs would love for guys and ladies to think that men consider men who take good care of women simps. That's not it. Nope. If you're with a woman and you love her and you take care of her, you're doing your job. But if this is just some random woman you taking out on a date, remember, no commitment, no cash. You ain't never lied.
When did y'all stop being husbands?
That's another one of your can't win questions. I'm not answering that.
I know y'all done heard the term, good guys finish last. That got to be one of the truest sayings in the world. Because nowadays you could be a good guy, you could take your woman out the hood, you could supply her whole life, secure her, protect her, provide for her, be faithful to her, you know what I'm saying, and always include her in all of your endeavors, and she's still not satisfied. I see it all the time. I see good men being good to their wives, never cheat on her, never beat on her, never do nothing wrong, but she still have room to disrespect them. And this mostly all the good guys nowadays. But the getting her ass whooped, getting her head knocked between the washer and dryer, she love the hell out of that man. She never leaving and she faithful to him. And for some reason, she don't never disrespect him. She don't never think that he's sassy when he whooping her ass. But the man who don't put his hand on his wife, the man who sit there and provide for his wife and give her the whole world, she try him like he a sucker, like he a lame or something, call him a all type of. These hoes dumb as hell nowadays. Whole time they want to be married and they want to, everything from this man, and you want a good man, want a good stand-up guy, and then when you get him, you run all over the man. I want to salute to all the real men who be faithful to their woman, who provide, who protect their woman, who take them out their situation, regardless how ungrateful, how toxic she is, because she probably just came from a broken household and she don't really appreciate that good stuff that you do for her. I always had a theory that abusive men relationship lasts longer because that hoe ain't going nowhere. She staying out of fear. And eventually it turned to Stockholm Syndrome, and for some reason she respect that man who knock her head between the washer and dryer. But the man who clean up, cook, provide for her and the kids and the household, take care of the household, do everything what a real man do, he gets no respect. That's why I say always get a woman who had love in the household, who always had their mother and father together and not from a broken household. Because usually the women who come from a broken household, they're going to create another broken household.
Black women don't respect a good man. They do not respect a good man. If you got a regular job, if you're trying to build your way up in society and you're not rich already, they do not give you the time of day.
And to be honest with you, we glorify the street motherfuckers too much too.
Absolutely.
And not the good man.
Absolutely.
Because guess who the women are going for? The drug dealers, the scammers, the so-called the killers.
And the dude that graduates college is corny.
Yep. The dude that's working a 9 to 5 that's trying to build his wealth the right way is corny.
Any blue collar workers, corny.
Corny. That makes no sense.
This is why women reject good men. Good men are uninteresting and boring. They're so transparent. They're so consistent. I want a family with you. I love you. I'm going to treat you well because I love you. There's no emotional volatility. That's all they want. They will go to great lengths, get hurt, get cheated on, etc., just to feel something. But the good guys, the good men, they play it too safe. They don't want to offend them. They don't want to hurt them in the name of equality. And guess what happens? You have a bored woman that goes and cheats. If you want to learn the full dating system, click the link in bio.
You know what? Y'all women don't want no good man. No, y'all don't. Y'all want the thugs. Yeah, y'all want the guys that's gonna break y'all heart. Yeah, you do. You keep on talking to the same type of dudes. Yes, you do. Be quiet. You do. You don't want the good guys, the simps. The guys that stay in the house and won't cheat on you. You don't want him. He's too boring, right? He's too lame. He's not attractive. Girl, you better enjoy that peace that comes with that man. That man offers peace that you ain't never had in your entire life. You hear me? You better get with that man because of what he can do for your soul. You better get with that man for what he can do for your soul. Not for what he can do. Oh, he look good out here. Oh, he fine. Oh, baby, that don't mean anything. The older you get, you want peace and stability and love. That's it. That's all you should ever want from a man. Stop saying y'all want a good man when you ain't even attracted to what a really good man offers you, okay?
And, once again, that's what I'm saying. Modern women, like I was talking about in the last commentary, modern women will say straight to your face, this is what I want. When you call them out for, hey, it seems like you're being a gold digger. It seems like you're kind of doing S work. Yeah, that is what they might try to run around the issue, but then they be like, yeah, that is what I'm doing. So what? I want a man to do this. I want a man to be this to me. I want a man to be this for me. So you do understand that this isn't the way to go. You're going to attract the wrong attention. Don't want to listen. I don't care anything about that. And that's what you're getting from modern women. And they might try to mix it up and switch it up and throw something on the end. Men are saying that, I want them to change themselves, and I want you to level up. Really? Is it really them leveling up? And this is what the issue is. Modern women think what they got going on is leveling up. They think because, you need to do it the way I'm doing it, that's leveling up. It's not. You're not the end all be all.